Hey, Brett here. So I'm working on a sequence to work up to side splits. I've been doing some different poses recently and they seem to warm up pretty well. So I'm going to go through the sequence tonight, 2 minutes each pose. I'm going to my way up to 5 minutes, but I want to check the sequence and make sure my body is warm top to bottom the way I hope it to be. So I'm going to start with ragdoll. I'm going to go ahead and talk through each one of these. So ragdoll, I'm going to do a variant where I'm going to use the wall, but ragdoll is just a forward fold. Now, if you're not used to doing this, you might use something like a bench and that's fine. And basically lower, 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 and maybe hold your arms or something like that. I'm going to use the wall here, and it's going to force me to sort of stay a little forward. It's just something I like to do every so often. If you mix up your poses, you'll get slightly different experiences, and you'll feel the muscles differently. And what you're doing is you're improving your sense of interoception, which is going to help with your neuroplasticity. Nerd alert. Okay, here we go. So ragdoll, 2 minutes, and go. I might be a little bit too close to the wall. No, I'm good. Hello, Jess. You gonna help me? Now, the purpose of this stretch is hamstrings primarily, which is going to be something we're going to be doing in side splits, or I'm going to be doing pancake, which is, well, we'll see. But also, I'm going to allow my back, my spine to sort of elongate. Bending my spine is going to be really good. Inverted poses are wonderful for you if you can do them if they're safe for you. That should be just a bit aggressive. Hey, hey, you're being, dude, too much, too much. You're being just too aggressive, buddy. Yeah, a little bit too much right now. Nope. Later, buddy. Later. All right, now to get out of this, I'm going to put my hands on my knees and sort of bend them forward and come out, not using my back. All right, next, I'm going to do the seated thread the needle. This is going to loosen up here. It's also going to give me some rotation, so it's a double hit there. So I'm going to want this for a pillow. I'm going to use the wall. The advantage of using the wall on this is that it keeps the pressure up, and so it really does a nice job of loosening up. All right, now I'm going to actually just take my socks off because I should have taken them off earlier. There we go. All right, so I'm going to put my right leg up first, so that means I'm going to have my left leg as so, and then I'm going to bring my right leg up, and I want this for my back, and I will push this. Let's see, can I do that? Yeah, I can. There we go. That's still going to slide. I'm sort of working out how I'm going to do these poses so that I can do them. And it's worth spending a few minutes to figure out how I can be in the pose and not have to worry about like my foot sliding, because it takes you out of your breath, it takes you out of your body, and it takes you into, oh, I got to fix something. So that's not going to work. That's not much. That's not. No, that's not going to work. Well, I'll try this. I might just have to use a yoga mat. I might chop this out. Might not. All right, let's try this. No, let's see. All right. Okay, asymmetrical pose, other side. Yeah, I'll get you. Hang on. Boop. Yeah, just a second. All right, now this is my renegade side. So I'll start a little less aggressively. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and be a little asymmetrical. I'm going to add 30 seconds to this side. I'm sure that sounds great on the mic. There we go. Oh, ay, 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 ay. Whew. All right, there we go. The disadvantage of asymmetrical poses is you have to do them twice and they take longer. The advantage is they're asymmetrical, so I can do one side longer, and this is the side that needs to be longer. So this pose is, if I were seated, I would call this half pigeon. So it's basically an aggressive half pigeon. And with a full pigeon, you have the other leg. So this leg is in flexion and what's this called? Lateral rotation? I don't remember. But this rotation. And then the back leg is in flexion. Sorry, extension, pardon me. And so you're stretching your hip flexor on the back leg and you're doing this on the front leg. So this is trading that, the extension, for a more, for a deeper hit on the hip. So I can come up a little bit. Not that. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, yeah, yeah. It actually is hurting my foot a little bit. wonder if there's any chance I can get that in there. Oh, yeah. Okay. Cool. After I've done these poses 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, I just sort of integrate the whole thing. But I talk to myself to sort of think through how I'm going to really do this pose. Um, because I'm in it for the long haul, and if I like this thing, I just want to incorporate it and don't want to think about it. I want to spend 5 minutes mostly in sort of just breathing and feeling the body. But right now, I consider this sort of more of practice stretching as opposed to stretching, though I am getting a good stretch nonetheless. Ooh, yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Now, next is frog, I believe. Yeah, I'm gonna do frog, then butterfly. Let's see, frog through here. Okay, well, actually, this is good. I'm gonna switch up the mat here. I am gonna use that for pancake. Excuse me, good sir. Thank you. All right, so frog and butterfly, which I'm doing next, are related. Let's see, how's that feel? Okay, so this is gonna open up the groin, and I'm really hammering the adductors. Add up to the middle, as opposed to abductors, abductors going outward. All right, now I don't want to do that for this long. Actually, no, I just again I'm practicing. Here we go. Now, a good option on this is to use something like a bench or a stool to get a little bit higher, push your weight back. But for frog, my legs are straight back, and then I'm going to push back, whew, and then sort of sit into it. So this is basically a squat with a different relationship to gravity. Okay, so I'm going to come back forward a little bit. I'm going to spread my knees a little bit more apart. All right, feet straight. And I'm going to go a little bit deeper. Oof, 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 oof. And it's hitting a little bit lower. But okay, now next is butterfly. Yikes. Ah, man. Even that 2 minutes is good. That's the thing. 2 minutes is a good thing if you're doing maintenance. You're just basically getting yourself into the pose, but you are getting definitely a good refresher at 2 minutes. Now, if I'd gone deeper, I can certainly do more on that pose, but that was still pretty good. Now, let's see, butterfly. I'm going to do a little bit of elevation on butterfly. So I'll use a brick for elevation, feet together. Uh, I'm going to be fairly forward. So 1, 2, 3, 4 fists so that I can lean forward. So this is opening up here. And since we just did frog, that would help on this. So here we go. Wow. So that where I got to was close to about 4 minutes into a pose if I had done it cold. So this is definitely frog is definitely a nice precursor. Even if I only do it for a few minutes, it's worth it. Wow, that's a winning combination. Actually, I want to make a note of this because I had them in the other order. I definitely want to do them in that order. Okay, now side angle. Now for this one, that's why I've had this cushy thing. I generally don't like to use this, but my left heel is bothering me, and I want lots of cushion. So I won't need that anymore. I might be using that. Pull this back. All right. So for side angle, I'm going to start with my knee bent. And I'm also going to start with my butt elevated. That'll do two things. Again, the elevated butt allows you to use gravity to help work for you. I guess I'm going to use this one. And then the bent knee actually, you when you're stretching your hamstring, if you bend your knee, it moves the stretch more into the muscle belly. And so it's just a different stretch. But what I'll do is I'll start bent. And then at the end, now I may not do it because I'm only doing it for 2 minutes, but if I'm doing this for 3, 4, 5 minutes, at the end, I can stretch out my knee and go fully flat. All right. So that is my plan. Now, what have I done with my lovely little timer? There it is. All right. So asymmetrical pose, do it twice. Do I want to use this pillow? Yeah, I guess I will. Okay, so now, and this, I think this helped me stay balanced. And again, remember, prop up, prop up. If this allows me to not have to worry about maintaining my left balance, and then all of a sudden I can completely focus on what I'm at because this is not part of the pose. This is just set up and this is helping me keep a base. So this is there, so I can focus on that. Prop up. If you're not propping, I don't know. You could probably do a bunch more. Okay, so knee bent. Gonna work my way towards my foot. Here we go. This is my bad side. And it's bad because I think I tore something in it near the turn of the century. But it's getting better. And I will say, long-term practice, if you continue good basic range of motion throughout the day, you generally stay active and then you stretch your body. You can slowly, if not repair your body, though I think you can repair a lot of things in your body, you can build sort of strength around your weaknesses so that you can do things. For example, I can completely bend my head forward now and hold it like that. And a decade ago, after about 5 minutes, I'd get a migraine doing that. So that wasn't just because of, it was because of a combination of things. So now, since I'm here, still gonna be a little bit bent, but now, if you're having trouble with your lower back, if I had my other brick, I could use brickhead, but giving yourself a little bit pressure on the forehead can help give you something to relax into and release some pressure on your lower back. Okay, here we go. Come out. Okay, other side. In theory, this is my better side. So that side was pretty good. Still hurt a little bit, but wasn't too bad. Now this side fits better, so I don't need the brick. Don't wonder. Even though I don't need it, might actually help me fall a little bit more in that direction. Okay. So I think part of why this is going so smoothly is a combination of ragdoll and then of course butterfly. So this is a very good sequence so far. I wonder. Boy, if I could actually do this in a tournament, this would be a hell of an axe kick right here. This soft padding makes this look a lot deeper than I actually am. And don't get me wrong, I'm pretty deep, but I don't think I'd be this. I don't think it'd look the same on the floor without the padding. No, my knee just did touch my shoulder. That's pretty new. Man, 2 minutes is really working out for a nice tour. All right, now, okay, we're up to pancake. This is the final pose. Now, I'm going to add some strength stuff to what I'm doing here. I just didn't do it tonight. I did it earlier today. Uh, so I'll be doing that next time, maybe. All right, now for pancake, let's see how I'm going to do this. I'm doing this. I don't want that. Want that. Probably don't need those for that. Okay, yeah, that'll work. Okay, so I know what we do. Nope, go back. There we go. All right, so I'm gonna start high. Again, that's so that I can lean forward. Today I'm gonna sort of try to emphasize getting my chest. Well, actually, so this is the last pose of the day, and I'm gonna go ahead and stay in this one a little bit longer, at least 5 minutes. I'll start with five and go from there. Five minutes is normally the limit of any pose. The exceptions for me are anything to do with splits and honestly hips in general, because the hips are so complicated and there's so much going on here. And also, your body wants to protect them. So you need to really give your nervous system a reason to think it's okay to do what you're doing. And that is stay in it for a while and breath work. That's not a bad start at all. I mean, I'm not really that wide, but whew, that's a good start. So that's pretty good considering the warm up poses. So, ooh, that's okay. So I'm gonna be here for a while. Now, actually, I wonder. I could bend my knees a little bit. Let's try something. Yeah, okay, I'm gonna try something. Actually, okay, reset. I'm gonna do something different. So, great. I'm gonna use this for something different. Use this under my knee. I'm gonna try the knee thing on this pose. Okay, so there. Yeah, that's right. I'm looking for symmetry here. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get that leg back. Nah, that's be fine. Okay, so now the reason I'm doing this is I want to be able to go forward. I want to emphasize working on my chest to the ground, which it's not going to be anywhere near the ground. So, but my intention is chest on the ground, and I'm going to manifest that. It's going to take me years. That's okay. I got nothing else going on except life, just like everybody else. This is not at all stable. I don't want to watch the time. Okay, so I'm doing that little trick. I'm just putting my thumbs on my third eye, basically. But you can do the forehead just in general to sort of allow you to relax your lower back a little bit. So I can now drop my shoulders and I can use this to sort of push my fontanelle up. And I could do that without the hands because I can just use my core, but this gives it a little bit of, it makes it a little bit easier. And then I can rest into a little bit deeper. Okay, so everything about my hips right here, through and under here, this is all nice and loose. So that sequence up to here got this ready for that. And I'm thinking that's a combination of frog and butterfly. So that was good. And in fact, I only originally had butterfly, then I had perplexity review it, and it suggested adding frog. And I have to say, the AI was right. But everything else in the sequence I did. Well, actually, I had also suggest some strengthening exercises. Now, Rest into this. Getting a nice stretch right here under my right leg, which is where I'm having the most difficulty right now. Though my left heel is also complaining a little bit. So I'm really glad I'm on this pad here. It's just a 4-inch futon that I use for this. So now, okay, that's enough. That's deep enough. Oh shit. Ah, oh, I was thinking about doing some PNF, but I think I'm going to call it a night. That was sufficient. Oh, wow, that was insane. Wow. I don't want to do that. Mm. Oops. All right.